Hello, everyone here in today's video. We're going to do a topic talking video today of talking about Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness, which is a sequel to Doctor Strange, which is from the first Strange, Doctor Strange 2. For those of you that have not seen it yet, I'm going to throw in some stuff in here, so if you do not want to be spoiled, get off this video, and then if you've seen the movie and stuff, come back on here and check out this video and stuff. I'm just going to talk about some of the movie, and what I think I liked about it, and some cool things about it. I thought the movie was freaking awesome. Just blown away about what they've done and stuff, and it really did kind of surprise me, and not just that, but it raises a lot of questions now with the whole concept of when Strange, when they had that battle with Thanos, the little deal, like when everyone got blipped, the concept of him saving everybody, was that the only thing he saw, or was there more to it? Because when he said that was the only way, was there more ways that he could have done it? And we don't know what those ways were because we didn't see that. But it kind of raises a question, kind of that secret, like, what was it? It almost raises a question to me. I feel like Doctor Strange should have been the one to die. Almost kind of feels like he should have been the one to die in Endgame. And Tony probably would have still been around, but I don't know if that hints it there. But because I actually kind of noticed that question was getting kind of raised a little bit with Doctor Strange, because he was the reason by that concept. But this film was really good. I did like the Bruce Campbell cameo from the Raimi Spider-Man movies. I thought that was good. The other thing I liked is I kind of liked the concept of having Scarlet Witch as the villain. Of course, it was kind of interesting because there was two different concepts. You had the manipulated version of Scarlet Witch, which was the bad one, and you still had the good version of her, but she was kind of kept prisoner in a way, but her character was brilliant. I think she did a massive job. I really look forward to seeing Elizabeth Olsen, as Scarlet Witch and continue. I think she is made for that character, and how she delivers is just amazing. Marvel, if you guys ever decide to do a Scarlet Witch movie or a series, I actually think we should. I think we deserve that. Please, Marvel, please do it. Give us what we want, which I kind of feel like Marvel is going to do that. It's the figuring out, the concept of binding and folding this all together, and who's coming in, where everyone's coming from. Because I mentioned in a video last time about, about MCU stuff, when I talk about different types of things going with MCU. I mentioned about, most of the Marvel movies, we're not really going to have too many, standalone films of characters. They're going to have solo films. Most of these sequels of characters and other movies coming out are going to be team-up movies, or team building ones, other Avenger team movies, because there's so many characters getting ready for this multiverse war that each team that's building up and stuff is almost like they're made for for certain purposes in their mission right now. Because because for instance, Doctor Strange Multiverse Madness kind of opens up more of the door for the Midnight Suns concept to be coming around soon, and Moon Knight kind of built around that too, and that's why I kind of feel like after the Eternals movie, when you had Blade, when it was Blade, and then you had Black Knight, that was kind of the starting point of Midnight Suns. And now that I've heard a lot of news about Midnight Suns quite a bit, lately, it's they say that team is getting closer than you think. So it's almost like they're right around the corner. And if so, I actually cannot wait for a dark, gritty Avengers-like group. I think that'll be amazing to see, Ghost Rider, Blade, Punisher, Daredevil, and all these types of cool dark characters forming this team. There are speculations about certain ones that might not be on there, but in a way they're going to include them somehow. But anyway, back to the Doctor Strange thing. But yeah, her character Scarlet Witch's character was awesome. She had no problem spilling blood. The way she destroyed the Illuminati, though. But I know that the Illuminati is still coming into the MCU because the 838 version of them is pretty much dead. The 616 hasn't quite formed theirs just yet. So theirs is still happening. And I know it's still happening because there was a concept of it on Tony Stark's phone. And I think it was either one of the Iron Man movies that showed it, or it was one of the Avenger ones where they noticed that there was a deal on his phone that had the Illuminati, so he's forming it. But yeah, her character was, oh my gosh, the way that she destroyed all of them was just insane. Like Black Bolt, she just closed his mouth. And then it was once his mouth closed, he couldn't release it, so it blew in the back of his head like it was a gunshot, concept thing. And then, Mr. Fantastic just shredded him like he was a piece of paper going through a shredder. Yeah. And then, Captain Carter and Captain Marvel's character, which was Monica Rambeau's mom character, which I thought her Captain Marvel character was pretty good, pretty cool, and in a pretty neat way. I kind of like the fact that they kind of last a little bit longer with, Scarlet just a little bit fighting with her and stuff. Even though they both died, they still both died. I'm surprised they put up more of a fight with her than the other two. The other two were killed off by ease, and then those two, they fought. But their deaths were pretty brutal too. Like Captain Marvel's character, Captain Carter's character, her death was just, I knew that she was gonna just get dismembered, but as soon as she threw the shield at Wanda, she stops it, and then with a one swift motion, with a one swift hard throw, launches it back at her with her magic, and it cuts her completely in half. And then you see the little bit of blood that was on the shield from that, and then she falls completely on the floor. And then Captain Marvel's character, Captain Marvel's character, she pretty much just kind of it was almost like she charged her up and kind of turned her in like a nuclear bomb, and then she exploded deal. That was kind of a interesting one, which that kind of explain, does that, it kind of raises a question, Like, I'm trying to figure out if that was, Scarlet Witch's most potential powerful character, because it kind of tells me that Scarlet Witch is technically more powerful than Captain Marvel's character, which is Bree's character. Which I kind of like. Which kind of shows like if that was Carol Danvers' character. I mean, it kind of raises the question like they both would have died like horrible deaths with that anyways, because neither one of them would have been a match for her, how powerful she was. But then Charles Xavier's death, his was kind of like expecting, because he can go through minds. Well, she can go through minds too by thoughts and everything else, and she went in his mind. She like killed him in his thoughts, just snapped his neck with her two bare hands, and then dies like immediately. But that was a interesting that was just a brutal defeat with all of them. Like she mopped the floor with them. But yeah, I thought this was good. Like I said, I'm hoping we get more stuff with Scarlet Witch's character, because they mentioned that she might have a solo film or a series upcoming at some point too. And then I've heard some concepts that they might not. I unfortunately hope they do, because at this point, I think the MCU just needs to give us what we want, instead of doing all this other extra, stuff that nobody wants. Just give us what we want. Like, there's already so much going on in the MCU right now. It's already making people think and wonder. And there's so many theories and aspects and facts and so many questions to raise. Like, could it really be? Thinking like deal. I like the fact they had Clea, which showed up at the post-credit scene, which the thing that he caused, he's got to go fix that now, which kind of raises the question with the Midnight Suns forming now too, because the supernatural rule now, or Hellverse, or however you call it, is happening now too. So I kind of can't wait till that comes. So I kind of hope we see, even though some of those Illuminati characters were killed off, I really hope we see them in some form of way again, because even though they were just there for like a temporary time on the scene, I have a feeling we're going to see them all again, because I know Mr. Fantastic is mentioned to play Fantastic Four, for the Fantastic Four movie, or hopefully, so he's expecting to return. At least I hope so, unless they got somebody else someone doing. But then again, they didn't mention that there's variants that look just like those actors as well from different timelines. So there's that concept with that too. And then there's Captain Carter's character, which I've kind of heard that she's going to have quite a bit different appearances here in the MCU here, unfortunately, which the What If series that they had going on through the MCU, when they had that little What If series and stuff, even though that's kind of like the animated version of it and kind of shows like the What If scenarios, well, they're kind of bringing that concept with the live action MCU films now. And so I'm kind of wondering, though, with Captain Carter, I'm wondering if, like, you know, the old Peggy Carter that died. I'm kind of wondering if that's not the same concept as the old man Steve Rogers, and you know, Steve and Peggy are still kind of around secretly, but we have no idea what's going on, or what they're doing, or what's going on, that they're secretly away, like not around. But I just know that I have a feeling that I have a feeling that there's going to be kind of like repeats with characters that are going to be making comebacks. I mean, even though actors say, "Oh, we're not coming back," a lot of actors always say that, and then we get these actors that show up. So, even though Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. said they're not returning and stuff, there's no, like, in a way, we've heard that a lot of time in their films, and he's coming back, and they end up coming back. Like, even though Tom Cruise is doing this Top Gun film, the sequel and stuff, you know, there was actually a thing where he wasn't even going to even show up in that film, but he's actually in it. So, kind of a similar concept with what I'm just kind of pointing out other movies and stuff where actors have done that with those and stuff, that, oh, we're not returning, but they end up coming back. So I have a feeling the Marvel universe is going to be doing a concept like that. And plus, you know, Marvel comics, you know, they always kill characters all the time off in comics, and they end up bringing them back. So I think the MCU film is kind of working and doing that similar concept with characters, but in a way, it's not going to disrespect the character. It's going to try to, in a way, try to work and have it make sense. So, but anyways, I think I've kind of covered quite a bit for Multiverse of Madness. I did like America Chavez's character. I think her character was very good. I did kind of like her little story of, you know, where she came from, and you know, I did kind of enjoy, you know, how her character was kind of introduced, and so, and I do look forward to having which I'm sure they'll show her more often, because they obviously have the Young Avengers concept getting built too. So, Wong's character was pretty good too. I think that's about it, guys. Post a comment section below and tell me what your guys' favorite things were about the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. Like, what were your favorite scenes, favorite moments, your favorite parts of the movie, what you liked about it, that type of thing. And if you like this video, hit the like button. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button as always. I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye.